In this video, I'm going to take a look at creating a paddle for your Pong, your Scratch Pong game, and I'm inside the sprite editor right now. And I just want you to notice that there's two different modes here in Scratch. Since the new version, you can edit either in bitmap mode or in vector mode, and I'm in bitmap mode right now. I'm just going to draw a quick paddle. I'll fill it with a color. And I can switch to vector mode if I want. It just means that if I do something in vector mode, it's preserved in the computer as a series of drawings, and it doesn't, and it can be blown up and not lose any quality. So you can do either one. It might be a little easier to do some operations in bitmap mode, and I think you can actually switch between the two. So this set costume center, I'm just going to point this out. You want to click on this kind of crosshair icon and get it roughly right, especially when we look at the bouncing ball. You want to have the center of your sprite positioned properly. So that looks pretty good. So there's a quick paddle, and now we need it to be able to move up and down, and we'll have to use a script for that. So I'll place it over here. We're going to use the keyboard for this, so we will need to find out, first of all, if there's a key being pressed. And there's a couple of different ways we can do this. So one way we can look for a keyboard event is by using the events. And if I were to use an arrow here, up and down arrow for this player, I could use this to control its position. So if the up arrow was pressed, it could move. I could have it move up 10 steps. Actually, I'll use this one, change Y. So it's moving up, and I could have that also work for the down arrow, so that when the down arrow is clicked, it can move -10 in the Y coordinate and have that move down. So you can adjust those numbers. I'm just pressing the keyboard now, and it's going up and down. You can adjust those numbers to change the amount it will go up and down by. And you could have this work for another sprite as well. You can duplicate this one and change the keys for it to move up and down. The other way I could do it from a script, excuse me, is that I could have I could change its Y coordinate by having a loop run and use a forever loop running, so that when the green flag, so when the game started, green flag is clicked, or some other start message. We'll use the green flag for now, and we'll just check if the up arrow key is being pressed. That needs to be inside of an if statement. Inside of our forever loop. And if that's being pressed, then we're going to have it move up. And again, I can duplicate that. I can change that to the down arrow for another paddle, and use -10. So if you try this out, so I'll click the green arrow, you'll find that this method is working probably a lot more smoothly. It might be just a little too fast, I'm not sure. And it might work better for using the keyboard to control two paddles at once. Okay, so there's two methods. We created the paddle using the sprite costume editor. We drew it, we positioned the center of the costume, and then we created a script, either using a loop with a conditional statement, checking to see if a key is pressed, or in the first example, using the keyboard event to manually change the y coordinate.